URC 5 can only be better for two teams whose supporters will demand a significant improvement after a long summer of reflection. We're all set to go then in Belfast, and it's the Dragons who get us underway. Perfect conditions on the opening weekend, and an early chance here, straight from the whistle. In goes Aaron Wainwright for one of the fastest tries ever scored in this competition. It's being checked upstairs while the Ulster supporters are still taking their seats. But what a start. The two gentlemen beside me, Stephen Ferris and Jonathan Davis, have only just sat down, having come up from pitchside. You almost missed it.
Just about got my notes out, and yeah, Aaron Wainwright over for the first try. Don't know if there was a mix-up there or anything, but a great score and a great start for Dragons. You know, that's exactly what they wanted coming out here, and you know, it's opportunist try, but you know, Aaron Wainwright is there to take it.
Well, like the 100 metres dash, we'll wait for the official timing, because I remember Shane McCarthy got a try inside 10 or 11 seconds at one stage last season, but that was an electrifying start from the Dragons. And well, you talk about a fresh approach, a new broom, a fast start. It's gone to the visitors.
Yeah, it sure has. But just look at the kickoff. Look at the height on it, hanging in the air. A pretty good chase. The ball bounces off the feet, I think, of maybe Nathan Doak or Stockdale there. Brilliant to see Cormac Ezechukwu over in the far side, getting 15-20 metres of space, getting them into the right areas of the pitch. He's a big man as he takes the line out.
6 tries last season, and there he is at the front to supply to Rob Herring.
Yeah, you're fine there.
It's only a couple of seasons ago we saw Ulster in this routine time and time again, match after match. They seem to move away from those maul tries, and Rob Herring often breaks away just as he did there. Still had 5 or 6 metres to get there, and he didn't quite make it. And then Tom O'Toole brilliantly repelled shy of that Dragons line. They go again. I think it's McCann. Very, very close. The cry of on the line must be to the Dragons players to stay onside, because otherwise McCann would have got there. Ulster surely will get there, and they do. So they come up with a big riposte to that early try from the Dragons, and Wainwright with a try of their own after incessant pressure. And in many respects, it's the man up last who started it all, Cormac Ezechukwu.
You know, Ulster were confident in their abilities and knew what to do in this situation.
First look at the sticks for Nathan Doak, who kicked north of 80% last season in the URC, and he's off to an impeccable start. They've got to set their ambitions at the playoffs at the end of this campaign with a new bunch of players. They find themselves in prime position here on the front foot against this Ulster defence. An Ulster defence under Willie Falloon that we're expecting to get off the line fast. That's beautifully judged. Super try and an easy finish for the arch poacher and finisher himself, Jared Rosser, who canters in for his 34th try. But what about the drop of the ball onto the laces and the little grubber through? Beautiful.
Well, as you say, what a drop onto the laces, a nudge through, and a brilliant pickup.
Testing the shot clock to its limit. Well, that's a really good strike as well, and there's it's a problem for, I think it's Elliot D, is it, who's got his arm in a makeshift sling there and is being helped off the pitch as we look at that try again.
Ulster guilty of overplaying in the, you know, in that middle, in between the 2 10-metre lines. Should they be looking to kick the ball more?
No contest.
Well, certainly that was one of the areas that we assumed was under end of season review at the end of last campaign. The stats backing that up. They perhaps could have got out of their own 22 and a half a little earlier than they did at times. Hume now in that passing channel. It's his little kick, improvised kick downfield, almost releasing Zach Ward. Rosser now on the other side of the ball in a world of pressure, and Ulster a little bit too eager on this occasion. High and long it goes from Tinas de Beer. Mikey Larry's got to be quick. Collected that beautifully, and he had no problem missing the first point of tackle. He so often does. Ulster want to play McCann to Murphy, and then it's deeper out the back to McCluskey, and he breaks the tackle. Away goes Stuart McCluskey, options left and right, Jack Ward using that power, using the delay, using the other winger. And when it came back inside from Stockdale, that's a long way down for Zach Ward, almost from Ulster. So away they go then with Dave McCann. Shoulder to the pump, Doak. Approaching the half-hour mark. Pressure building on that Dragons rear guard again. They're coming round the corner time and again. That pick and go. O'Toole and now Harry Sheridan, the replacement hooker who's been straight offside, but the try line beckons for Ulster for a second time this evening, and over they go. And he's almost always on the try sheet here in Belfast. Nick Timoney comes up with the goods for Ulster.
He's been a class player, Nick Timoney, for Ulster over the seasons. There was chat of him maybe disappearing. Was it at maybe 18 months ago, when he nailed himself to the Ulster mast, and he's hung around here. And he's a great player, great athlete, very powerful. One of the biggest lifters in the gym, and that's one of the reasons why you use him a couple of yards out. That explosive power to get over the line, and Ulster now back in the game, all tied up.
Yeah, it's very different, all the conditioning you do in pre-season. Now then, Michael Lowry with a little bit of space to see what's in front of him, and Ulster looking to attack from deep again from McCluskey. They're struggling to live with his power, and look at the athleticism of Cormac Izuchukwu. Almost ran away from the support. They've had a rise from Timoney and Doak.
Advantage.
And the contact, the collision from Tinnis de Beer brings the knock on, but they're playing with real ambition at times. It's borderline abandon from an Ulster point of view.
White, snap. Yep.
Ward now saw the space in behind, didn't fancy the kick, keeps it in hand, and Lowry, off he goes, steps off that right foot, Mikey Lowry. Oh, he gets his pass away to McCann. Was it flat? In goes David McCann. I think we'll check this. And once again, Cormac Izuchukwu is the catalyst for so much of what is exciting about this Ulster side, and it's the back line to the fore in that back three.
An unbelievable play by Ulster on the counter-attack. The pick-up from Zach Ward, but it started by Stuart McCluskey. Look at it, two of the Dragons players can't take him down. The offload comes. Izuchukwu almost runs away from his support, but he gets the ball away. There's a little knock on by Doak, which was unfortunate, but then he carries it back. It's almost a 5-on-3 there. They execute it brilliantly. They get to the edge, and look at that offload. That's flat as a pancake, that, and McCann, as every good back rower should be, on the support, and he barrels over for Ulster's third try.
Zach Ward's vision there on the kick turn, just to draw in two defenders, to create that extra space for Lowry, was fantastic there. You know, the threat he poses gives space to the people outside to run it in.
Certainly the contact was good. That is magnificent from Nathan Doak, and that's why he's taken the kicking responsibility this evening so far. Anyway, that was an absolute peach. Brilliant try though. Mikey Lowry looks sharp as a tack. Quick ball off the top for Ulster here, and look at that missile of a pass into McCluskey, and it just opens up the whole right hand side of the pitch for Lowry here. Gets it away to Jack Ward, uses his power, uses his reach. Bonus point try in the corner before half time for Ulster. The width of the pitch in a heartbeat.
The ball handling there from the back line was superb. How McCluskey just holds his feet, the pass checks him a little bit, but it's an early take and give, and then that bullet to Lowry just puts him on that 45, and he can then take his pick of who he wants to attack, gets his answer, and that offload, brilliant, and then the finish is strong. Great try from Ulster for the bonus point.
You have to say Mikey Lowry has been the difference so far in this match, hasn't he? Every time he touches the ball, just look at the footwork, the hitch step inside, both feet, but it's that offloading ability as well. Yes, small man in stature, but he has got so much ability when he's on the ball. He's been electric.
You could almost see him picking choosing who he wants to pick on. Like, he has that time, the ability to change direction. Yeah, when he plays with confidence, he is an absolute handful.
Doak goes to that short side to Mikey Lowry. Distribution good, but so too the read and tackle by Angus O'Brien. And away goes Zach Ward, support on the inside in numbers. Ward delays the pass and finds Doak. Five-star performance from this Ulster side on the opening night at the Affidea Stadium. Brilliant try from the scrum half, and they have started the second half in the manner in which they finished the first.
Yeah, Zach Ward, he had the time to pick up the ball, have a look, and then go. You can see him just, the eyes rising up. And of course Nathan Doak's there. There's a couple of Ulster players, Mikey Lowry as well, could have run that one in, but Doakey was there to get another score, and that almost feels like the nail, doesn't it, for the Dragon side. They've lost a bit of belief here pretty early on in the second half.
But, you know, the lack of communication, identifying the blind side was down. Rio Dyer was in that ruck, so no one on the blind side. Great vision and, you know, an easy finish in the end. Now, it'll be interesting to see how Dragons react. You know, first game of the season, they need to show what they're going to be stand for in the rest of this year. You know, this is where, you know, you set out your stall, and this is a big 38 minutes left for these Dragon boys.
The Dragons, can they capitalise, having been repelled from that Wyn Jones effort? Harrison Ketty keeps them moving. That driving wedge pummeling its way up to 4 metres shy. On they go around the corner. They're reorganising now. Ulster looking to keep things tight. Screech carries again. Can't quite get there. It's a little slow coming back to Wainwright. That's better body positions, driving low towards the line. It's all about those final few inches. Battle of the shoulders. Well, if at first you don't succeed, Wyn Jones. This time he doesn't get any kind of forward momentum. That's solid rearguard action from Ulster. Those pack of forwards camped on that try line. Here they come again around the fringes. This time they will get there. Persistence pays off. The Dragons have their try. Well, they had to work so hard to get there in the end, but Shane Lewis Hughes comes up with the 5 points. Much needed 5 points for the men of Gwent. He struck it well, no problems whatsoever from the kicking seat.
It's a sign of an adaptable player. Watch Zach Ward against Leicester last season. In the air, really poor technique. Now, 6-7 months later, you know, working hard in small basics like that, and really does look like he's upped his game this season.
Already firmly on the radar of the Ireland coaching ticket. Stockdale. It's just that final pass again. And a really smart, sensible acquisition, Tinas De Beer, into that 10 shirt. Now they've got to play this. Brilliant from Wainwright, and then back inside. Oh, that's lovely. Absolutely brilliant. Oh, once again, it's a forward pass. The referee was right there to give credit to Griffin Colby, but right up to that on the little exchange, back inside to Rodri Williams. Ulster hadn't even got set and they were over the try line.
Really unfortunate, I think, for Dragons. That's twice they've got caught the last couple of minutes with forward passes. Lovely inside ball. See Tom Stewart just scragging around the ankles.
Being played by the South African official here for Ulster now. Flannery out the back, quick hands. Hume, has he got the pass all the way to Zach Ward? This would cap it. Can't quite get there. Faced up by 2 or 3 Dragons players. He managed to keep the ball alive. Stevie mentioned his lineage in Andy Ward. His brother's a fine player as well. Bryn, back row player of some repute. Couple of tries a couple of weeks ago in pre-season. Ulster A game against Cambridge. Now then,
Once, backwards, 6.
can they finish off a good night's work? There's your answer. Tom Stewart, open country. They didn't pick him up. He slipped off the radar and he slips over for Ulster's 6th try of the evening, and they hit 40 points.
That's good drills. The line-out wasn't straight, but it doesn't have to be when the opposition don't go up in the air. And the Dragons, you can just see they're flagging a little bit. Just no heads up there, sticking their heads in the wrong area, not keeping the heads up to see what's coming around the corner. And Tom Stewart on the blind side has a quick look, opens up, and Julie goes through that hole. It's a nice try for Ulster to finish off. As I said earlier on, the crowd will go home very happy. Job done tonight. Some nice tries, some really good individual performances, but also lots to work on. So it's a perfect night for Ulster Rugby.